Hi up guys, and welcome to An Idiot Mod Skyrim Part 5. Just a quick heads up. This episode, if you haven't already guessed, is going to be about installing heads-up display mods. So let's go along straight to the Nexus. The first one, and probably the most important one of them all, is Immersive HUD, or iHUD, by Gopher. He's a fellow YouTuber and mod creator, and I'm surprised you're not watching his channel and you're watching mine. Go over there, go watch his. This guy has been doing this for quite a few years now. He's very professional and goes into a lot more detail than I'm doing at the moment, and I thoroughly recommend his channel. But you're probably asking, what is iHUD? The aim of iHUD is to provide the immersive feel you get with no HUD, while keeping the usefulness of having one. It takes permanently visible HUD elements such as the compass and crosshair and hides them when not needed. Hence the motto, HUD when you need, hide when you don't. All we need to install this one is SKSE, although it does come with an MCM menu, so having SkyUI is also rather important. And if you've been watching my videos, hopefully you should have them anyway. So we can go straight into the files and download with Manager. Yes, we have SKSE. So the next one is Dynavision, Dynamic Depth of Field, also by Gopher, this time with MyGodeye as a co-author. This isn't a heads-up display mod, it just affects the cinematic feel of Skyrim by adding a depth of field normally restricted to an EMB, but brings it to those of us who haven't got a system strong enough to run one. There are no special installation rules on this one, you don't even need SKSE. We may have to look in our Skyrim prefs just to make sure that we have our depth of field set to 1. Other than that, we're fine, we can just go along to Files and download with Manager. The third one is MoreHUD by Azab. Hopefully I pronounced that right. As the mod author himself describes it, this mod adds HUD information that Skyrim has been severely lacking. It displays more information about an object that the player is targeting. And he goes on to explain that the reason he made it is he always found that it was annoying that in order to get more information about an object you had to pick up the item, then open your inventory, find it in your inventory and look at the stats. Now, if you walk past a piece of lavender, you'll get, depending on how good your alchemy skills is, you'll get 1, 2, 3 or 4 bits of information. Same if you target a bottle of wine, you find out what it does for you. Requirements for this mod: we need SKSE version 1.6 or higher, well we're fine there, and the latest version of SkyUI will also do as well. So once again, onto Files and download with Manager. Yes, we have SkyUI and Script Extender. Next one along is the extended user interface. This works with the SkyUI we've already installed. The biggest change it adds is, well, if we look at the photos here, it changes when we upgrade our skills from this to this. So we don't have to chase all around the menu to find out how good we are at block or restoration. All the skills and their progression is in the little bar at the bottom, along with our health, magicka and stamina information at the top. There also are a few other things that it does, and we'll discuss those when we've installed it. Once again, we need SKSE above 1.7.1, well 1.7.3, and we also need SkyUI higher than 4.1. Well, we're fine on both of those. Once again, Files and download with Manager. And the last one, and one I came across recently, and well, instantly this is going to be in my load order for the rest of my game, I think. And it's Quick Loot by Himika. And obviously, like the rest of us who have played Fallout 4, we think that that is such an excellent looting idea. Why not have it in all the games? So they've made it backwards compatible and put it into Skyrim. Once again, we require SKSE. We can go along into Files, and this time there are 2 files I'm going to download. The first one is Quick Loot itself. The second one is an optional style interface by Hackfield. And download with Manager on that one as well. So those are all the mods we're going to install this episode. Let's go along to Mod Organizer and get them installed. Nothing's changed here guys, I haven't done anything while you've been away. First thing I'm going to do is install iHUD, so double click, manual, looks good, click OK, and enable it. Same with Dynavision, so double click, manual, looks good, click OK, and enable it. Same with MoreHUD, double click, manual. This time no data on top level, as we know. There's your data folder. Click to highlight, right click, left click set as data directory. Now looks good. Click OK and enable it. Extended user interface, manual, looks OK, and quick loop. No game data on the top level. Here's our data folder. Left click to highlight, right click and set data directory. Now looks good and click OK. And we're not going to install this one just yet. I'll just enable this. We'll go into game, have a look and see if we like the user interface that comes with it. If not, there is the alternative one here. I've come to the Skyforge for a couple of reasons really. The first one is to show off Dynavision, and the easiest way to do it is to go into the extreme and then you'll notice it a little bit more. Go into the pause menu, to the mod configuration menu, to Dynavision. I'm going to change from static to dynamic. I'm going to go to the maximum depth of field. I'm also going to go from soft to harsh and at the shortest amount of time it takes to do it. Okay? Now, when I go back into game, if I focus on Ilya, you'll notice that the whole background goes out of focus or into soft focus, edges are rounded off, just looks a bit more cinematic. When I look away, she blurs and the background, well, Javaska in this case, come into focus, nice and sharp, and Ilya is now a blurred image. These are at the extremes. When we set it to normal, we should end up with a more pleasurable experience and a nice slow move from focus to out of focus on things. Just becomes a little bit more cinematic, so the story sort of takes on that next level of depth. And like so many of these mods that I'm about to show you, they just seem to disappear into the game. You'll miss them more when they're not there than you notice them as they're there, if that makes sense. So the next one, and one that's been visible since the moment I came up here, we have no compass. If I press and hold the X key on the keyboard, we have a compass. I release it, it disappears. It's a nice idea, but I want it to toggle. Sometimes you want to run around with the compass out and running with W and Alt and pressing X at the same time is, well, you've got to have better fingers than me to do that. So I'm going to go into the MCM menu for iHUD and go to the activation. iHUD is registered as active. I believe if you want to remove iHUD, you deactivate it here first, then save your game, and then remove it, so there's no scripts left in your save. Double check the front page of the mod for clarification. You'll notice under compass activation that it's on X, but it's not set to toggle. That will now toggle on and off when I press the X button. So I don't have to have 3 fingers in a dragon's claw basically to run and have the compass on show. As I said, many of these mods are built to work together, and no more proof needed than SkyUI active effects. You can have them on all the time, so if you're receiving healing or have been given or cast Iron Flesh, Stone Flesh, whatever on yourself, you'll have icons up here telling you the duration of the spells and how long they're going to last. Also, if you've been poisoned, you'll have one there as well. I don't need those all the time, so I'm quite better to leave those off, but in combat they come in quite handy. You can see what's going on. We come to the Crosshair activation. I don't want it on all the time. I want it when I'm looking at something I can activate, when I'm using a ranged weapon, so my bow, or if I'm using spells. Not going to happen really, but you never know. I don't think I need it if I'm wielding a melee weapon. If I'm not close enough to hit him, then I don't really need a target anyway. So options, the stealth indicator. If I uncheck this box, which I'm going to do, it means that when I sneak I do not have the I logo on screen. So I have to be a bit more careful. I don't get to find out when someone's found me. So if I stumble into someone, it's my own stupid fault. Enemy health indicator. It's always nice to see that person that killed you, how close you were to killing them. So I'm going to leave that checked. Hide the shout meter with the compass. I'm quite happy to leave the outline of the compass for the shout meter, so I know when I can fire off my next dragon shout if I get stuck in such a situation. Force the crosshair to hide, yes please. And same with the bars for stamina, health and magicka. The moment they're full, they'll disappear. Well, within half a second. And then you come to transparencies. The default is 100. Those are the vanilla game as well, I believe. If you want them more transparent, go lower. If you want them stronger, go higher. So if I now go back to the normal game, if I click X, I now have a compass that stays. Click it again and it disappears. Much more handy. While we're here, let's go into the skills menu and have a look at our new user interface here. This is a lot easier than having to scroll right the way around to see how good or bad you are at certain things. There are some other settings as well. So if I go to the MCM menu for extended user interface, you'll see we have a sleep and wait menu. We can now sleep up to 999 hours. We can also wait that long. If you're on one of those quests where you need things to reset themselves and have to wait so many days, you can sleep them away. I want to go back to default. The stats menu, I'm going to leave it at my screen resolution, so 16:9. Hide legendary UI elements. If you have made one of your skills legendary, so you've made it to 100 and then reset it, and you get the little icon, the little Skyrim logo with a 1 on it, this will hide that. This will show the modifiers to skills and to attributes. And it's this one here that people may be interested in. Console full screen. If we check this box, then go back in game and open the console with the tilde key, we now have a full screen for our console rather than the bottom third like it normally is about here. This will come in very handy if you're looking for certain things. So say I'm looking for a certain dagger, so I go help dagger. I now have a full screen to search for it. You still have to use page up and page down to go up and down pages, but it's a lot easier to look at a full screen rather than trying to find it in just the bottom third, and hopefully you won't miss the one you're looking for. There's only one more of the mods we've installed to look at the menu of, and that's Morehood. In the general tab, auto always means that it's on all the time. You can set it so that it only shows outside of combat, or you can hotkey it. So you select this, select the hotkey you want, and select whether it's press and hold the button to make it work, or toggle it on and off by pressing the button repeatedly. I'm leaving this one checked because I like to see if I've read a book or not. I get a little eye icon next to a book I've already read. This shows the armour class, so it's heavy or light armour. This will show the skill that any skill book will give you if you want to do it that way. Player's data, visible and to the right, so when you look at something it's to the right of the crosshair, you'll get a list of what attributes things have got. And you can also display your carry weight so that you're not going to over and burden yourself by picking up that piece of armour that you found on the floor or that weapon. Target data once again shows ingredients, other effects and how you want them to be, and then you can have a look at the how many you have of an item in your list compared to the target that you're looking at, and where that number will appear with left, right or centre. So I think that's it for what we can actually change. I can show you some of the effects that some of the things do. I'm just going to reset Dynavision because I'm feeling a bit nauseous with all this blurring in and out. There you go, that's a bit better. See if we can see Morehood in action and have a look at the new quick loot. Well, here we go. We have some lavender. I don't know much about it, I just know it resists magic. There are 3 things that it can do that I don't yet know. And if we go along to... oh, some barrels over here. Excuse me, cow. In this barrel we have apples, and this is the default layout for quick loot. There is another one, and I believe it's just a bar with things next to it. As a matter of fact, let's toggle out of game and go have a look and then come back and see if we prefer number 1 or number 2. So this is number 1 with a box. This is the second option. I think I prefer this one. If I want to take the item I press E. If I want to go out and actually look inside the barrel I press R, as you would normally, and then I can start putting things in there if I wanted to, or taking things out. And the installation was the same as normal, just merged it with the one that was already in, and this is the result. Right guys, I think I've taken up enough of your time. If this has been helpful, give me a like, write a comment, maybe even subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.